yeah, so I made that decision and lived on campus and just tried to understand the culture and try to adult at the same time as grow and learn and be kind of like imaginative as what my future could look like. I didn't want to put myself into a box. I didn't want to assume what my future was going to be. I just kind of wanted God to take the wheel, as they say, and I would just sit in the passenger seat and go for the ride. So God put in my welcome to my YouTube channel. And I'm your host, Bianca Cooley. So sit back and enjoy, and let's laugh a little, cry a little sometimes, and most importantly, let's grow in Christ together. And so let me give you a little bit more background about me. So, um, let me tell you about how this journey all started. I'm currently wearing a North Point Bible College shirt, which is the school that I went to, and that's kind of how um, my answer to the missions call all began. So, first, I am a divorcee. I was married for almost 10 years, and in the divorce, the depression just took over me. And God had been calling me throughout my marriage, and I refused to answer the call. I knew God wanted me in the ministry, and I just didn't know where my place was. And I thought that the only way to be in the ministry was to be a preacher, and that's just not the case. So I learned that kind of the hard way because I felt like I kind of had to lose a lot in order to gain my voice and understanding what God had for me and what God wanted from me. So in that divorce process, I actually, what ended up happening is I was working and I fell and I hurt my back pretty bad. And I remember being out of work, thinking that I worked the whole day in pain, and went home, walked to the train station, and went home, and my knee just began to swell, and my back began to swell, and so I ended up going to the emergency room the next day. Come to find out, I had slipped my disc in my back and bruised my knees up pretty bad. So I was out of work for quite a long time, especially because of the back disc issue. Um, so I went through therapy and I was in the parking lot and I was just praying like, Lord, this just can't be my situation. Like I can't, I didn't know when my back was going to heal. I just didn't know what the future looked like. And it just looked so dark, and I'd lost my husband, and it was just so much going on that finally God spoke to me in a really audible voice. It was very clear, and He said, "Go to North Point Bible College." So I looked up where it was located because I had a year prior heard from a waitress at a restaurant, and she mentioned that she went to North Point in Haverhill, which is the town that we were living in at the time. And I'm like, what in the world? There's no college in the town we live in. And she's like, yes, there is. So I'm sitting in this parking lot and I proceed to look it up on my GPS. Lo and behold, it was literally the next block over. I could have walked there from my physical therapist's office. So I went over there on a Saturday morning, hoping that someone was going to be there. I knocked on the door, and it just so happened that the recruiting specialist was there. So he gave me a tour and talked to me about everything, and kind of gave me the 411 on what it would be, what the process would be in order to get my master's degree in theology. So I decided to apply that night, and within a week, I'd say I was approved. The craziest thing about that is I hadn't even finished my bachelor's degree program. I was in the latter part of that and the last part of that, and it's just kind of interesting how it all unfolded because I thought I had like 2 or 3 more classes to go, and I got a call like 2 weeks after I applied and found out North Point was okay. Yeah, I can come and move in on campus and have the whole college experience. And I was like, but I don't know when. Like, it's not going to be tomorrow because I'm still in school for my bachelor's. And my college that I was currently in called me and said, we thought you had more classes too, but we reviewed and it looks like you completed all your credits. So this is your last class that you're in right now. So it worked out perfectly that I was able to move in on campus within like 3 weeks, or almost almost close to 4 weeks after I had applied. And everything just happened so fast, which is a testament to when you say yes to God, He makes mountains move out of the way. What you thought was going to happen, He completely changes it. It's just amazing how God moves and how God works. So, yeah, so I made that decision and lived on campus and just tried to understand the culture and try to adult at the same time as grow and learn and be kind of like imaginative as what my future could look like. I didn't want to put myself into a box. I didn't want to assume what my future was going to be. I just kind of wanted God to take the wheel, as they say, and I would just sit in the passenger seat and go for the ride. So God put in my on my path a missionary by the name of Judy Mensch, who has been my mentor throughout this process, and she's just been a pure blessing to me. Shout out to Judy, whoop, whoop. And she decided that she wanted to have some students travel with her while she itinerated. And if you don't know what itineration means, it's basically when missionaries go from church to church and contact family members and friends and just let people know wherever they go, dentist's office, doctor's office, wherever. They let them know about the fact that they're going to be a missionary and give them their card and ask them if they would be willing to donate towards the cause. So we traveled with her and helped her during her itineration, and it was a wonderful experience. But through that experience, I learned from her what it's like to be a missionary and what that really means. And I started seeing similarities in a family member of mine, which brings me to story time. Want more content? Watch the next episode, airing next Friday. Enjoy. Thanks for watching, and remember, make wise and spirit-led decisions.